Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is set for one episode. Your host from Columbus, Ohio, is Michael Kirk. Welcome to the Outlaw Mudcast. Hello and welcome to the Outlaw Mudcast, your digital audio dirt sheet for all things Super Show. I feel like I have a lot of important but very brief news items, so let me run those down. I'll start with Grand Gathering news. We have a date for the Grand Gathering in 2026. It's May 29th through May 31st. That's Friday through Sunday. It's the same location as last year, the Wyndham Garden Westlake in Westlake, Ohio, formerly the Doubletree in Westlake. We may see a different location in 2027, but for 2026, it's going to be the same location as earlier this year, Westlake, Ohio, so outside of Cleveland suburb, basically, May 29th through May 31st. That's the Grand Gathering news. Faction Wars news. This past Wednesday, December 17th, we had the Faction Wars draft. It was streamed live on the SRG Universe Twitch channel, I believe on YouTube as well. 14 teams drafted 8 singles competitors, 1 tornado tag team competitor, and 1 trio competitor over 10 rounds. It lasted about 2 hours. It mostly went off without a hitch. We had 1 team miss a pick early. The New Wool Order missed their pick, second pick overall. There was just a little confusion on their end, on the captain's end, about when the drafting actually started. They made that pick up after every other pick was completed in the draft. They ended up taking the Brain Trust trio, which is a really good trio, so didn't really hurt them missing that pick. I don't know if there will be a penalty for missing that pick. There might be. There were also a couple of issues when the Kongaholics tried to pick. They did get their picks in on time, but they did have to come on stream because they could not get the computer program to work correctly. The refreshing was not working for them. They were able to get those sorted out, but those were the only real hiccups in the process. Otherwise, it went really smoothly. I am not going to do a draft analysis show. There is a draft analysis show, 2 parts, I believe about an hour or so per part, on the Big Picture Premium Twitch channel. TVA Commissioner Drew Madsen, the Starbreaker Trey Cantrell, Piglet, and Johnny Correa get together and talk about all of the picks in the draft. They go through faction by faction. I've seen a lot of it. I have not watched all of it. It's very interesting. If you want to hear thoughts that people have about the draft, that's a good place to go check that out. It looks like that was released Saturday as a special 2-part episode of Stacked Card. There was also an announcement made during the Faction Wars draft about a new competitor coming out. The members of the refinery, that faction, came together and surprised their faction mate, the Judge Tim Riley, with his own competitor set. So the Judge Tim Riley will be joining Super Show the Game as a full competitor set release. Congratulations to the Judge Tim Riley for joining Super Show the Game. Thank you to the refinery for giving him this gift. I have some Super Lucha Championship news. The next contender for the Super Lucha Championship, held by John Polverino, will be the winner of a match between the Flame Fighter and Candyman Dan. Both players will be using the same competitor in the match, Firestarter. So Battle of the Firestarters, best Firestarter gets a shot at John Polverino and the Super Lucha Championship. No date or time yet on that. I have a little update about CaptainCon. I reported last week that there will be a Create a Competitor tournament Saturday at CaptainCon. It will be an old school Create a Competitor tournament. All the players have to use old school competitors. In the tournament, they'll also likely be required to build their 1 through 27 decks out of a limited pool of Super Show cards. I've learned that that tournament will most likely be no disqualification. This means that old school competitors that have disqualification finishes like Quadruple H or Dickie Finesse will not have to worry about losing the match if those finishes are stopped. The matches will continue because they are no disqualification matches in the tournament. The second annual Big Meaty Invitational Tournament has been announced. Coach Brad, who ran it last year, is running it again this year. It is an invitational tournament. So far, 3 players have a guaranteed berth. First, last year's winner and current BMI champion Bob Dunn, guaranteed in. Ron Rumble is guaranteed in. And the SRG boss is guaranteed in, assuming they want to play. Yasmin may also be a guaranteed berth. They weren't 100% on that, but it sounds like she may be a guaranteed berth. For anyone else who would like to be invited to this tournament, you'll need to make a promo making the case why you should receive an invitation to the tournament. Once the field has been set, they're looking to start the tournament sometime around February of 2026. They would like to wait until at least the first round of Faction Wars is complete, so players have been eliminated. Now, I believe with Faction Wars, and this has not been set in stone, but there's been talk about doing a round 0, where there would be no eliminations, but there would be some seeding considerations based on how factions did in round 0. And then in round 1, we would actually have eliminations. Again, that's all just been talk. Nothing's actually been announced officially regarding Faction Wars. I only bring that up because the BMI tournament organizer has said that what happens in Faction Wars will affect when he starts the tournament. Last year's tournament winner, Bob Dunn, received a shot at the Hollywood Heavyweight Championship for winning. The winner of this year's tournament, of the upcoming tournament, is what I should say, the 2026 tournament, could receive a shot at the Hollywood Heavyweight Championship, could potentially receive a shot at the AC Online Championship. All of those are possibilities that a player could get if they win the tournament. Speaking of tournaments, the third round of Harry's Tornado Holiday Extravaganza has begun. Players have until December 25th to complete their matches. We've had the first wave of eliminations in this double elimination tournament. There are still 8 players in the winner's bracket. There are 16 in the loser's bracket. 8 of those players will be eliminated after this round. Those are the news stories I have for you outside of the online tournaments and featured matches from this past week. So let's go through those now. I'll start Monday with Monday Night Fights. Open division event. All singles competitors legal, subject to 2020 vision. 9 players played in 3 bullet rounds, and then after those 3 bullet rounds, they cut to a top 5. 3 players received a bye to the semifinals. The other 2 played for the last spot in the semifinals. There was a third place match as well as a finals match. The finals match and third place match were both played using the lumberjack stipulation, which I believe is different than what I reported last week. It changed between the time I reported it and the time the tournament happened. Lumberjack in the finals and in the third place match. Your top 5 were: in 5th place, playing as Bartholomew Hook, the Starbreaker Trey Cantrell. In 4th place, playing as Jigsaw, the TVA Commissioner Drew Matson. In 3rd place, playing as the TVA Commissioner Drew Matson, the prize fighter Simon Davin. In second place, playing as the newest version of Chugonomics himself, and the winner of Monday Night Fights, playing as Baby Chaos, the chosen one, Colby Cram. Congratulations to Colby Cram for winning Monday Night Fights. We also had an LFF Tornado Tag Team Championship match on Monday night. The challenger, the GOAT Brock Smith, playing as the Law and Paw Connection. The champion, Simple Chuck, champion with Final Form, Dick Thunderlips. The match ends up going to Crowd Meter 3. The winner at Crowd Meter 3, still champion, Simple Chuck. Congratulations to Simple Chuck for a successful defense. Wednesday, we had Wednesday Night Ignite on the Big Picture Premium Twitch channel. 2 matches on the card. The opening match was for the Tea Time title. The challenger, playing as the newest version of the Hallow King, the Dude. The champion for about a year and a half, Eddie Fury, playing as Eddie Fury. This match ends up going to Crowd Meter 3. At Crowd Meter 3, they hit the time limit. So it was a time limit draw at Crowd Meter 3. Both men fought well. I thought the advantage was to the champion toward the end, but it goes to a time limit draw. Congratulations to Eddie Fury for a successful defense. The Dude will get a future shot, will get a rematch for this championship somewhere down the line. Either a rematch or, if there's a new champion, a second bite at the apple. The second and final match of Ignite was an old school grudge match. We had D-Generation Ref, playing as Quadruple H, taking on Gold Dustin, playing as Gold Lust. Standard singles match, it goes to Crowd Meter 2. At Crowd Meter 2, D-Generation Ref plays a strike finish that, if stopped, will cause him to lose the match via disqualification. Gold Dustin uses a stop at number 15, Bootlegger, which will stop finishes that cause a disqualification and to trigger a finish roll for him. So, Gold Dustin hits the Bootlegger, rolls high enough to where D-Generation Ref cannot possibly kick out, and so Gold Dustin wins the final match of Ignite. Congratulations to Gold Dustin for a successful victory. Thursday, there's a free Thursday event. Chibi, who normally runs these, cannot run, so I believe the SRG boss ran in his place. I'm not 100% sure on that. But it was a 17-player event. All of the competitors in the World Division and Underworld Division were booked. The remaining singles competitors legal, subject to 2020 vision. Those 17 players played in 3 bullet rounds, and then afterward they cut to a top 6. The SRG boss and Colby Cram received byes to the semifinals. The remaining 4 played for the other 2 spots in the semifinals. As far as I could tell, there were no stipulations in the top cut of the tournament. There were none listed on the source I saw. If there were stipulations, I apologize for missing those. Your top 4 end up being in 4th place, playing as the Grand Pack version of the big guy, TVA Commissioner Drew Matson. In 3rd place, playing as the Barry gimmick version of Google Docs Dan, Zach Atchley. In 2nd place, reaching the finals off that bye, playing as King Greatness, the SRG boss, and the winner. Also, reaching the finals, taking advantage of the bye, playing as Yamato Hama, the Chosen One, Colby Cram. Congratulations to the Chosen One for winning Thursday night. Congratulations for winning Monday and Thursday night. Always a big achievement to win both weekly tournaments in the same week. Saturday, UCW hosts a Holiday Havoc tournament. Underworld Division, so World Division competitors booked. All of their singles competitors legal, subject to 2020 vision. 6 players played in a 3-bullet round event. After those 3 bullet rounds, they cut to a top 3. Rambo Apocalypse received a bye into the finals. Rowdy Ron, playing as Rowdy Ron, took on Aaron Glidden, playing as KO Princess for the other spot in the finals. Rowdy Ron wins, goes on to face Rambo Apocalypse. Rambo Apocalypse using Helen. In the finals, a Raven's Blood Cemetery match. The winner winning the event, the Holiday Havoc Tournament, Rowdy Ron. Congratulations to Rowdy Ron for winning. As a result, immediately after the tournament, he gets a shot at the UCW Championship. So Rowdy Ron is Rowdy Ron, takes on champion the Italian Mambata, champion with Forget About It. Also a Raven's Blood Cemetery match. It ends up going to Crowd Meter 4. The winner, via special finish at Crowd Meter 4, still champion, the Italian Bambata. Congratulations to the Italian Bambata for a successful defense. Sunday, we have Sunday night fights. Only one match on the match card for Sunday night fights. A match for the LFF United States Championship. The challenger, Johnny Correa, playing as Johnny Correa. The champion, Sam Stanton, champion with Warehouse. Standard singles match. Ends up going to Crowd Meter 1. The winner at Crowd Meter 1, new champion, Johnny Correa. Congratulations to Johnny Correa. It was a hard-fought match. The champion had hot dice early. In the end, though, the challenger able to overcome and become the new champion. Congratulations once again to Johnny Correa. The next challenger for the United States Championship will be the dude. That should happen sometime in January 2026. As far as things coming up for next week, as far as I know, there's no Dojo Tuesday. There's no Monday night fights. There's no Thursday night fights. There's no Expanding the Universe. Will there be Talk of the Universe? I doubt it, but it could happen. I have not heard definitively that Talk of the Universe will not happen. If you're looking for tournaments, I'd say watch SuperShowTheGame.com. Watch the SRG Super Show discussion group on Facebook. Maybe there will be a pop-up event, but I don't think anything will be officially scheduled. As far as featured matches coming up in the future, we should have a Deep Six Championship match on January 5th. We should have Sunday Night Fights come back on the 11th of January. There will be a Veterans Championship match. Challenger Young Allergy will take on champion the Mad Custodian. There will be a Trios Championship match. Challenger Le Penguin will take on champion the Screaming Dancing. We may also have an LFF Tag Team Championship. That has not been confirmed. The weekend before Captain Con, January 25th, we will have on Sunday Night Fights Supermania. This will be a card full of old school competitor matches. So things like Lukewarm Stephen Houston versus the Heartbreaker. Matches of that nature. I don't know exactly what's going to be on the card. We've had the Unreal American Hunk Homeland versus Jean Drey in the past. Those type of matches. But nothing's been announced yet for what's happening next month. With that being said, that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Outlaw Mudcast. I would like to thank all of you for listening, and good day.